Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, WTF? What's going on? Why did Bitcoin and crypto all of a sudden fall? Let's take a look at what's going on. Let me give you an update on the latest situation and give you an update on a few other altcoins besides Bitcoin, Fantom and Solana. Oh, and Polygon. I forgot to mention Polygon too. All right, so let's get started. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me on social media, especially TikTok. And I have a lot of exclusive videos, really nice, short, to the point ones on TikTok or Instagram. They're on both, but make sure you follow me there. And also check out all the latest news, article, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys are hanging in there. Unfortunately, we formed exactly what it looks like, a Bart Simpson head. Well, almost. And then we carried on a little bit and we went down. So unfortunately, we're back to this 38.4, 38.5 resistance. And unfortunately, we fell below it. Well, I mean, it was a support and we fell below it. And unfortunately, we're looking like, yeah, we may go down even a little bit more like previous times. However, I was searching. It's like any significant news, anything like that, nothing. Of course, today we had inflation numbers, the CPI data, and it wasn't good, right? But Bitcoin was holding, and overall market, even though it wasn't good, Bitcoin was holding. So I'm not quite sure what made it sell off tonight. Maybe it's a full moon or something. I should bring up that indicator, that full moon cycle indicator, because that does seem to be pretty damn accurate. But here's the situation. So we're back to like 38.5. Entire market cap unfortunately came down. So the recent pump that we had from this very moment, from this very point, I should say, all the way up to 42.7. Unfortunately, that has been completely wiped out. So in the meantime, we will have to enjoy more opportunities. So let's look at it that way. We get to enjoy more buying opportunities. So things are cheaper once again. So that's the best way to look at it. What else is going on? Well, just a couple things. Of course, the war is still ongoing, so it does seem like Russia is pressing on. But this is interesting that Putin has fired about 8 generals. Now, I don't know if it's fired is accurate or killed. I don't know. I don't know how best to describe this, but Putin is getting mad that the Ukraine invasion is taking so long. But I've heard that they are getting close to Kyiv, and it's not a good situation. But of course, the U.S. companies, one after another, are trying to distance themselves away. Burger King has banned their restaurants. McDonald's did it. Western Union finally joined in. I mentioned about Western Union before. All the payment systems like PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Western Union joined. Goldman Sachs is joining. JP Morgan is joining, right? So like literally every American company is trying to distance themselves from Russia at this point. But none of this is really helping stop Putin, right? The only thing that may make him consider it is if oil is banned. At least buying oil from Russia is banned. And the U.S. has already done it, but the rest of EU, they're not following right now. So that may cause Putin to change his mind. Or if the war is just so long, and eventually there's total economic devastation, maybe then. But right now it is continuing forward, and there is still a lot of uncertainty out there. Markets are fearful. Oil still fluctuating up and down, even though it has come down a little bit recently. But that has added pressure to inflation, right? So, and the FOMC meeting is next week. So maybe the sell-off is from the traders trying to prepare of what's to come next week. That could be makes sense because we're getting up to the weekend, right? So it could be something to do with that. But nevertheless, there's just still a lot of uncertainty right now, the bottom line. And I saw this. I think Janet Yellen's going to regret saying this because it's not her job to talk about inflation. It's Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. It's his domain, right? He's the one that is worried about inflation and trying to curb it and stuff. But Janet Yellen couldn't help herself and basically came out and said, Americans will see another year of very uncomfortably high inflation. So that doesn't sound very good. That doesn't sound very good at all. And this was updated 24 minutes ago, so maybe this is what caused it, right? So obviously, CPI data came out this morning, 7.9%, could possibly go higher next month because of the rising oil price and energy spike and all that stuff, right? So it could be even higher, and Janet Yellen seems to think that it's going to get worse before it gets better. So that's not helping things at all. So last time she said something like this, she had to retract it after getting a phone call from Powell saying, "Stop it. You shouldn't be saying stuff like that." So I don't know. I don't know if she's going to take that back tomorrow. Maybe. All right. That's overall, general news of what's affecting Bitcoin and overall market, right? Still a lot of uncertainty, fear of inflation and rising costs, right? And fear of the war and what it may do. And there's just a lot of stuff going on. So like I've been saying for a couple weeks, we're still going to probably see volatility, right? Until these things clear up, until we get some clarity, right? And we may get some soon after next week. But in the meantime, we'll probably still see some swings. But for us holders, long-term investors, right? You guys know what I'm going to say. You got to be patient. You got to be strong and continue to hodl and continue to DCA, right? Don't act like the traders. Don't try to predict the market. Don't try to time top or bottom. It's not going to work. Just stay the course. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, take advantage of opportunities if you can, right? There are a lot of opportunities out there. All right. What else is there? Well, real quick, I saw this headline. Terra seems to be the only crypto that is holding up right now. Even though they have come back down a little bit from their 104 this morning, they are still holding at 96. So they are still extremely strong. Extremely strong. Although, I got to give credit to XRP. XRP Army is strong too. So you can see XRP flipped above Terra once again, but I think it's going to flip back down. But you guys know how I love XRP, how much I love that project, right? So I've been showing you guys this educational video, and I am the only person that has it. And every time I play it, it has an effect on people, right? And if you guys ask for it, I will play it for you guys tonight too. All right, so Terra is, obviously very strong. And, I saw this. Terra, their UST will soon be hooked up to this debit card and credit card that you can use. So there's this project, Astral Money, which is a payment solution and allows people to spend. And you're able to spend UST if you want to. So that's interesting, right? So now with stable coins, especially like UST, you don't have to just use it for trading. You can actually use it in real life if you wanted to. So that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, what about Fantom? Fantom received a lot of FUD recently, right? Because Andre leaving and his sidekick, I forgot his name, is also leaving, okay? And when they declared that they were leaving, a lot of panic because they said that the 20 or 30 projects that they were involved with would close down. But that's not the case. Their involvement would close, but those projects are not just being shut down out of nowhere, right? So originally it caused a lot of confusion. People were like, why would these projects close down? And right now they clarified, no, they're not closing any of them down. It's just that their involvement is being closed, right? But Fantom, they've been playing you know, they've been trying to do damage control with PR, trying to make people, you know, aware that, yeah, Fantom isn't going away. The dApps aren't going away, right? And here's one from Fantom Daily that kind of highlights a lot of the greatness of Fantom, right? New addresses still increasing by leaps and bounds. Trading volume is still very high. The revenue is still up very, very much. And there's this whole thing about all this on-chain stuff that's all very good. So I do think Fantom will get through it. It's been weaker recently because of the FUD and, of course, with the volatility. But Fantom will get through it. They're a fantastic project. So if you look at the fundamentals, they're still very good, very good. And what's surprising is, you know, a lot of you guys are Shiba fans. And before, there was a lot of reports about Ethereum whales buying up Shiba like crazy, right? But now it seems like Ethereum whales prefer Fantom. It's kind of interesting. It could be just recently because of the fall, right? The whales could be picking up, taking advantage of cheap FTM. That could be the case. But yeah, so that should help it over time. And also, 0x, which is another project, they implemented a new NFT swap. We have heard of bridges for just general swap, but this is a new NFT swap, which includes a lot of chains, including Fantom, and also Avalanche and Polygon and Cella and more. So this is quite interesting. Very, very interesting. Unfortunately, there's no Ethereum here. But imagine, you know, if you have, I don't know, CryptoPunk or Bored Ape or whatever, right? And you can transfer between marketplace, NFT marketplace between chains. That would be fantastic, right? So there's still a lot of dApps being worked on right now. That helps all these chains, helps liquidities on these chains. So it's good. It's good. Overall, just a quick update on Fantom. Still a good project. Don't give up on it, right? Now, speaking of Polygon, Polygon is also a fantastic project. So Adobe is now utilizing Polygon to scale their NFT functionality because Adobe wants to mint NFTs too. And with this integration, they will allow users to mint directly to OpenSea on top of Polygon, not Ethereum, right? So Polygon still doing very well and forming partnerships, right? Their usage have been dropping recently because there's just been less activity with price coming down. However, if you look at some of the top, you know, dApps like games, exchanges, DeFi, right? That's on top of Polygon, still very strong. A lot of users. And Polygon, of course, is very invested in ZK rollups for scaling. And that is what Ethereum needs after they move to Proof of Stake 2.0. Okay, so yeah, don't give up on Fantom. But I did see this. Polygon experiences hour-long outage. Not sure what happened. It does seem like there was an update, and then there was a bug with that update, which is why it it brought the network down for a little bit. So unfortunately, that did happen. Normally, you don't see this type of stuff happen. But it did happen, but I'm sure Polygon will get through it and patch this up. However, speaking of outages, Solana, you know, they've been having a lot of outages, right? So this is something that unfortunately still happens in the space. Now, this is an older article, but, you know, Solana has been having a lot of outages. One of the reasons why I said, you know, Solana needs to fix this, but we're starting to see more of this type of stuff happen as the L1s grow, right? As they're growing, there's more users, more upgrades, and stuff that normally you don't see when they're smaller. But since these are so big, you have to worry about it, right? And unfortunately, Solana has been having a lot of problems over the last few months. Hopefully, they can, you know, move on and patch this up too, kind of like what Polygon just went through, right? So just want to bring that up. However, Solana continues to move forward. So Star Atlas they're going to be doing their ship drop, pretty soon. Starts 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Star Atlas is very hyped up. A lot of you guys have asked me about this metaverse space game, right? So their drop will be coming out in a little bit. And also you have celebrities like Shaq. He's very involved now with NFTs on Solana, right? And Snoop Dogg also. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on top of Solana right now. So even though they have their issues, there's still a lot of dApps, a lot of celebrities that's coming on board. So overall, I think Solana will still be just fine. That's it. That's all I want to talk about. Overall, tonight, things came down a little bit, but we just need to stay patient, continue the course, continue DCA, right? And we will get through this. A lot of good opportunities out there right now. All right. Let's do some Q&A. Scrolling up, Jason says a lot of BTC was sent to Ukraine. How much can that swing the price if they cash out? Plus Russian investors, not that much. It's total donations is over 100 million, but not all of it's a Bitcoin. Obviously, a lot of it's Ethereum, a lot of it's stablecoin, a lot of it's Polkadot, a lot of it's just random altcoins, right? If they cash out, it should not be enough to move the market like this, unless they were like applying leverage. A lot of the whales, that's what they do, right? The whales may transfer 20, 30, 50 million, which shouldn't swing the market, but then they usually transfer it to a leverage exchange, right? And they apply a 20 or 50x to it, and that's when it compounds, and there's a lot more weight to it. But I haven't seen a lot of whale manipulation like that recently. As the market gets bigger, that kind of manipulation just naturally kind of dies down, right? Because the bigger the volume, the more money, the more liquidity, it's harder to drive things up one way or another. However, liquidations still do affect the market. So let me bring this up. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of longs being liquidated tonight. Yeah, so, when Bitcoin pumped up over here, from basically 38 to 40 something thousand, you could see all the red here. That's the longs getting liquidated. And then when we came down, unfortunately, a lot of this was red is the shorts getting liquidated, excuse me. And then when we start coming down, the longs you could see getting liquidated, right? A lot of greens, and they add up. So unfortunately, there's just still a lot of people that are playing with leverage. Colbs, am I George? Yes. If you're here and you're supporting me and you are continuing forward and not panic selling, then you are George. Why did Andre leave? He's not leaving Fantom. He's leaving everything. He's leaving crypto. And no one knows why he's leaving. He just declared that he's leaving. Luna had a drop to 50 cents a month back before pumping. Craig, that was when all the abracadabra kind of nonsense, Wonderland nonsense was going on, because they were doing some strange compounding with UST, and when they found out that one of the founders was a scammer from Quadrica, it caused a lot of people to panic sell and stuff. And unfortunately, UST was integrated, was pulled into that mess, right? But then since then, things have started coming back up. But really had nothing to do with UST. It's just that some of these other guys were using it. Stefan asks, George, do you think with all the prices dropping in Russia and now Chinese stock market that it will drive prices up crypto? Possibly. You know, it makes sense, and eventually it'll get there, right? Eventually Bitcoin will decouple away from markets. And once it does that, then people naturally gravitate to it. The problem is right now is Bitcoin is still a little bit too small, still under $1 trillion. It's just too small, and there's too many traders, right? That's trading Bitcoin along with tech and along with traditional markets, so that there is still like this correlation, right? But eventually, when Bitcoin gets so big, then it will decouple and there's no correlation. But right now, when there's fear in equities market, it doesn't matter if it's Russia or China or US or Europe or Asia, right? There generally is a correlation. That correlation has been getting weaker. If this was back in 2018 or 2019, Bitcoin would probably be below 10,000 already, right? Because before, when there was any kind of true panic, Bitcoin would go down multiple more than NASDAQ. But now, these days, it's still kind of like 1-to-1. Actually, in fact, Bloomberg said that Bitcoin's drop year to date is actually less than NASDAQ. So, in fact, Bitcoin is stronger right now. And it does show that this correlation, even though it still exists, is much weaker than before. Before, it was just horrible. Absolutely horrible. And things are getting better. And they will continue to get better as Bitcoin gets bigger and bigger. Chris says, load it up on XRP for all the XRP haters. Unjustified hate. I don't think it's unjustified. If you truly understand XRP, you would not be saying that. Smoke ETH every day. Hey man, where was the DeFi Kingdom Jewel single stake place launching at the moment? The Jewel, they're going to come out with their own chain. And that chain will be within Avalanche ecosystem. So I think that's what you're referring to. I just covered that yesterday. Greetings from Greece. Yes. John, stop spreading FUD. Did I win the Coinbase sweepstakes? No, I didn't even know they had a sweepstakes. Why is the ETH Foundation being sued? Are they next? No. SEC already declared ETH is not a security. That was years ago. I have not heard of ETH Foundation being sued. Yeah, that's co-founder Joseph Lubin. Okay, has nothing to do with Ethereum. You need to get your facts straight, okay? So bottom line is this. Joseph Lubin, he started Consensus, and Consensus is backed by JP Morgan. People found out about it. They don't like it. So they're suing because they want basically Consensus to buy back what they sold to JP Morgan. They don't want that association. That's why it's happening. This has nothing to do with Ethereum. So there you go. Steven, that's none of your business. Do I have big bags of Fantom, Solana, and Cosmos? Yes. Lakers are hot garbage. I 100% agree with you. I don't know what's going on. LeBron is wasting his last good years, you know. It's amazing that he's able to do what he's doing in year 17 or year 19 at age 37. I mean, LeBron is younger than me, but still, to play professional sports at such a high level, especially basketball, very, very tough. But he's just, you know, he won't be like that in the next few years. So unfortunately, it's being wasted right now. These Lakers, they need to get rid of Fogel. That's what they need to do. They need to get a more experienced coach in there. STX pumped a little bit today. Any news? No. I don't know. Someone asked that this morning. I have no idea. Legal Alien, appreciate it. Will Charles, do some more research on Ripple XRP. Just simple Google is XRP decentralized would help. No, it wouldn't, because it's not. It's not. I don't get why people don't actually do any research into Ripple and XRP. XRP Ledger is decentralized, okay? The network does have many nodes spread out. But XRP itself, the coin, is not decentralized because Ripple, the company, owns more than 50% of it. You have one company that owns more than 50% of the existing XRP out there. Get that through your heads. That is 100% fact, right? So XRP is not decentralized. And Ripple, they sell XRP. That is how they do it. That's why they hold so many XRP, because they sell it. That's how they make money. And they pay the developers that are supporting the XRP ledger. So even though they say we don't really control the XRP ledger, they do, because all the development that happens on XRP ledger, all the developers are paid by Ripple. So yes, Ripple also basically controls the ledger. So is it decentralized? No. No, it's not. So, I mean, anyone that actually does any research on Ripple and XRP will know that it's hot garbage. But people that don't do research think that it's just FUD. But no, it's hot garbage. All right? So that's... I can't explain that anymore. Go Google. All this is fact. None of it is false. And the hundreds of banks and financial companies that supposedly signed up with Ripple, not one of them is using XRP as a bridge currency. Not one. They're using other services that don't require XRP. So who is buying XRP these days? No one. All right, there we go. Too many people making me get too heated about XRP. But that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Orlando, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. Thoughts on Ford Maverick? I think it's too small, and it looks horrible for a truck. People will buy trucks wanting to see a manly truck, and that's the last thing people would describe a Ford Maverick, manly. It looks like a crossover truck, and it's a hybrid truck, and it's very small. It doesn't make sense. I think Ford struck out with that. What's my favorite coin in 2022? I think that's obvious. I think it's Terra. I think Terra's model is just too good. Unless the U.S. government, unless Biden comes out and says, I'm going to ban UST, Terra is going to continue forward. That model they have is just too strong. You think the Broncos are winning the Super Bowl? Now they have... Oh, shoot. I'm not a football guy, but the guy from Seattle, Russell Wilson. That's it. He got traded to Broncos. I don't follow football, so I don't know if he's still premier. I'm assuming he's still somewhat young. But I don't follow football, so can't tell you. Townsley says Doge above XRP. I don't know about that. Doge is not far off. I take that back. Doge is not Well, Doge is very, very centralized from a token perspective too, from a coin perspective, because you have Robinhood that owns 27% of the circulating supply of Doge. So if you look at it that way, not very decentralized either. So, Doge isn't much better. Elron acquiring TISPay. Is there a reason why it is green today? Is Elron really green today? I find that hard to believe. Let's see. Well, where's Elron? I don't see it. It is up. You're right. You're right. Well, good for them. Good for them. I'm not sure what TwistPay is. I'm assuming it's some kind of payment app. So good for them. Good for them. Hi, George. I've been accumulating ETH and Matic for 4 months now. Do you think I should focus more on BTC? If you don't have at least 50% of your portfolio in BTC, then yes, you should focus more on BTC. I think no one should not have any BTC. You should have some. Evil Sage is asking, Litecoin, is it worth picking at this price? Only if you want a, inferior Bitcoin, then yes. Then if you're looking for a coin that's a copy of Bitcoin, yet inferior, and doesn't appreciate as much as Bitcoin, then yes, you should buy Litecoin. That's the best way I could describe that. What's your take on privacy coins and networks at these prices? They actually haven't been going up. Monero, Dash, Zcash, they all been going up recently. But the problem is I don't like any of them because they will eventually all get delisted from the exchanges. Governments do not like the fact that you can't track transactions on top of these networks, so they're forcing exchanges to delist them. So that's why I don't like them. I don't like them. VV Focus says, so you're buying Litecoin, right? Your thoughts on the future of Ethereum, given sidechains like Polygon and other projects like Avalanche. Bottom line is this, Ethereum is still way, way, way above everyone else. So as long as they can scale, figure out how to scale after moving to proof of stake, they'll be fine. But if it's just endless delays and more delays and more delays and more delays, then they have to watch out. Right? So if they can't make that successful switch to proof of stake by mid-year, let's say they delay that until the end of the year, I think they're going to have real problems. Because people don't realize after moving does not solve scaling. Afterwards, they have to wait and develop a scaling solution. So I think most people don't realize that. So they need to move quickly so then they can implement scaling, because moving to proof of stake does not solve that by itself. So overall, they need to execute. They need to execute. They can't delay anymore. Carl says, I've ended up getting a job again, Psy, starting next Tuesday. What's that? That's the best way to look at it, right? A lot of people tell me you can't DCA, you can't buy in anymore, right? Because you're out of money. Well, you know what? It's time to get a job, time to get a side hustle, time to sell some stuff from your house, right? Go flip things at a garage sale, whatever. Whatever you could do to generate cash, that's how you could keep things going, right? If you're out, then you're out. Isn't Terra Luna centralized? No, it's not. Crypto's my side hustle. Well, that's good. Talk about altcoin season. When do you think it'll come? It came 2021. So unfortunately, by you asking that question means that you're probably new to this space. But 2021 was basically altcoin season the entire year. That's why you have Solana and Terra and Avalanche and Cardano and Polkadot up where they are now. Because they all gone up like 10x, 100x in 2021. So hot dogs outside of school. That brings back memories. In high school, we had this entrepreneur class. So basically, we had to form a group of 4 and then figure out some kind of side hustle to do. And a lot of people didn't take advantage of it. So they went to Costco, bought some Gatorade or something, never sold it, right? But I took it serious. Me and 3 other guys, we bought candy bars, and basically sold it every day. And I would bring a shoebox of candy every single day, and it would sell out by the end of the day, right? And we made so much money. We broke all records that class have ever seen. And it was just good time. It was a good time. So basically, bottom line is, you just have to hustle, all right? It doesn't matter what you want to do. If you want to be successful, you have to hustle. That's honestly the truth. No one falls into riches unless you were born with it, you're given to it. But for everyone else, every successful person that you know of, they've worked their ass off to get to where they are, right? So bottom line is, hustle. Chris, you want to see my Tesla? Go to drivers only. I have two videos on it, on my Plaid, and when it gets nicer, I'll probably do more videos this year. Do you believe 2024 on the next halving event we're going to have a bull run again? I think this 4-year cycle is broken. I think we're just going to continue to go up and have corrections and up and just keep going. So, we'll start the 4-year cycle because of the halving events. But as for like 3 years up, 1 year down, I think that's gone. We're just going to continue to go up and have corrections along the way. That's how I feel like. Am I single? No. I wish I was, but no. See, I don't wear my wedding band because I like to think that I'm a bachelor, so I can attract the ladies. But no, I'm married. I'm married. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Overall, guys, it was a fun night, fun chat. Got me riled up a little bit, but that's okay. We're in it together, guys. We're in it together. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. So show up tomorrow morning, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, and we'll see where Bitcoin and XRP and Litecoin is then. All right, and like I promised, I have the only copy, the most educational video you'll ever see on Ripple. And it explains what I said during this stream. Very, very eloquently. So take a look, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.